Hello dear students, myself CMA Padmaja Buzruk. I will be discussing auditing. Go to study note number 7, provisions relating to audit under Companies Act. I will discuss about cost auditor. Appointment of cost auditor. The cost auditor is to be appointed by Board of Directors on the recommendation of Audit Committee where the company is required to have an audit committee. If the company is required to have audit committee, then audit committee will recommend cost auditor and will be appointed by Board of Directors. The cost auditor proposed to be appointed is required to give a letter of consent to the Board of Directors. It is necessary that the letter of consent is to be given by cost auditor to the company having accepting the appointment as cost auditor. The company shall inform the cost auditor concerned of his or its appointment as such and file a notice of such appointment with central government within a period of 30 days of the board meeting in which such appointment is made, or within a period of 180 days of commencement of financial year, whichever is earlier, through electronic mode in form CRA2. Remember this form CRA2 along with fees as specified in company's registration offices and fees rules 2014. So once the auditor is appointed, it is necessary that the company should inform the cost auditor about his appointment, as well as they should file a notice of his appointment with central government within 30 days of the board meeting in which he has been appointed and within a period of 180 days from the commencement of the financial year, whichever is earlier. In which form it is to be in electronic mode and in form CRA2 along with the fees. Any casual vacancy in the office of the cost auditor, whether due to resignation, death or removal, shall be filled by Board of Directors within 30 days of occurrence of such vacancy, and company shall inform central government in form CRA2 within 30 days of such appointment of auditor. If there is any casual vacancy in the office of auditor, then this casual vacancy shall be filled by Board of Directors within 30 days of occurrence of vacancy, and this is to be informed to central government in form CRA2 within 30 days of appointment of cost auditor in the casual vacancy. Who can be appointed as cost auditor? Only cost accountant as defined under section 2 subsection 28 of Companies Act 2013 can be appointed as cost auditor. Section 2(1)(b) of Cost and Works Accountants Act 1959 defines cost accountant. It means cost accountant who holds a valid certificate of practice under section 6 subsection 1 of Cost and Works Accountants Act 1959 and is in whole time practice. So only cost accountant who is having valid certificate of practice and who is in whole time practice can be appointed as cost accountant auditor. Cost accountant includes a firm of cost accountants and LLP of cost accountants. Eligibility criteria for appointment as cost auditor. Eligibility criteria under section 141 of Companies Act 2013 read with rule 10 of the Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014 and section 148 of Companies Act 2013. Following persons are not eligible for appointment as cost auditor. So these are disqualifications of cost auditors. They are same which are disqualifications of financial auditor and cost auditors are same. We have already seen this, so very fast we'll go through it. A body corporate, that means a body corporate cannot be appointed as cost auditor. However, a limited liability partnership registered under Limited Partnership Act can be appointed. An officer or employee of the company cannot be cost auditor. A person who is a partner or who is in employment of an officer or employee of the company. A person who or whose relative or partner is holding any security of interest in the company or any of its subsidiary or its holding or associate company or subsidiary of holding company. relatives of any partner of the firm holding any security of interest in the company of face value exceeding 1 lakh. So if the person is having securities interest of the face value lesser than 1 lakh, then it is allowed. But if it is having more than 1 lakh, then is disallowed. A person who is indebted to the company or to its subsidiary or to its holding or associate or a subsidiary of such holding company for an amount exceeding 5 lakhs. A person who has given any guarantee or provided any security in connection with indebtedness of third person to the company or its subsidiary or its holding or associate company or subsidiary of holding company for an amount exceeding 1 lakh. A person or firm who, whether directly or indirectly, has business relationship with the company or its subsidiary or its holding or associate company or subsidiary of such holding company or associate company. A person whose relative is a director or is in employment of the company as a director or key managerial personnel of the company. A person who is in full-time employment elsewhere or a person or partner of a firm holding appointment as its auditor if such person or person is at the date of appointment or reappointment holding appointment as an auditor of more than 20 companies. So in all such cases, you cannot appoint the person as auditor, cost auditor or financial auditor. A person who has been convicted by court for an offense involving a fraud and a period of 10 years has not elapsed from the date of such conviction. Any person whose subsidiary or associate company or any other form of entity is engaged as on date of appointment in consulting and providing specialized services to the company and its subsidiary company, accounting and bookkeeping services, internal audit, design, implementation of any financial information system, actuarial services, investment advisory services, investment banking services, rendering of outsourced financial services, management services. If a cost accountant is rendering any of these services to the company or to its holding company or to its subsidiary company, then that cost accountant cannot be appointed as cost auditor of the company. Is rotation applicable to cost auditor? No, rotation is not applicable to cost auditor because the act has given rotation of financial auditors only, but it is silent about rotation of cost auditors. The provision for maintenance of cost accounting records and cost audit are governed by section 148 of Companies Act 2013. The provisions of section 148 clearly states that no person appointed under section 139 as an auditor of company shall be appointed for conducting audit of cost records of the company. That means financial auditor and cost auditor should not be same. Section 148 also provides that qualification, disqualification, right, duties, obligation applicable to auditor financial shall apply to cost auditor appointed under this section. Everything is same which is applicable to financial auditor, same is applicable to cost auditor, but qualification is different. Cost auditor should be cost accountant as per Cost and Works Accountant Acts, whereas financial auditor should be chartered accountant as per Chartered Accountant Acts. Only qualification is different, all other things are same. Section 143 subsection 14 specifically states that provisions of section 143 shall mutatis mutandis apply to cost auditor appointed under section 148. There are no other provisions governing the appointment of cost auditor. Same as it is applicable to cost auditor which applies to financial auditor. Section 139 subsection 3 of the Act applicable to appointment of auditors financial and Rule 6 of Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014 deals with provision of rotation of auditors, and these provisions are applicable only to appointment of auditors, that is financial. The Act does not provide for rotation in case of appointment of cost auditors, and the same is not applicable to cost auditor. It may, however, be noted that though there is no statutory provision for rotation of cost auditor, individual companies may do so as a part of their policy, as in the practice with public sector undertakings. Company can do this, company can rotate the auditors as per their wish. even if it is not applicable to the cost auditor. Authority for fixing remuneration of cost auditor. Rule 14 of Companies Audit and Auditors Rule 2014 has laid down procedure for appointment and fixing remuneration of cost auditor. It states remuneration of cost auditor for the purpose of subsection 3 of section 148 in case of companies which are required to constitute an audit committee. The board shall appoint an individual who is a cost accountant in practice or a firm of cost accountants in practice as auditor on recommendation of audit committee, which shall also recommend remuneration for such auditor. So if a company requires to constitute audit committee, then audit committee will recommend the cost auditor who will be appointed by board, and audit committee will also recommend his remuneration. The remuneration recommended by audit committee under subsection 1 shall be considered and approved by board of directors and ratified subsequently by shareholders. It is necessary that the remuneration is to be approved by board of directors in the board meeting as well as by shareholders in the general meeting. Ratified is taking their consent, shareholders consent in the general meeting. In case of other companies which are not required to constitute an audit committee, the board shall appoint an individual who is a cost accountant in practice or firm of cost accountants in practice as cost auditor, and the remuneration of cost auditor shall be ratified by shareholders subsequently. So if audit committee is not required to be constituted, then board of directors only will appoint the cost auditor, and they will only fix his remuneration, and it is necessary to get it ratified by shareholders, that is consent of shareholders is necessary. Obligation to report offense of fraud. Sub rule 7 of rule 6 of companies cost records and audit rules 2014 states that no provision of subsection 12 of section 143 of the act and rules made thereunder shall apply mutatis mutandis to cost auditor during performance of his functions under section 148 of the act. So what this tells is, this is mutatis mutandis is applicable to cost auditor also. As per subsection 12 of section 143 of Companies Act 2013, extract of which is given above, it is obligatory on the part of cost auditor to report offense of fraud which is being or has been committed in the company by its officers or employees to the central government as per prescribed procedure under the rules. As per the proviso to above subsection, it has been stated that in case of fraud involving lesser than specified amount, we have already seen this specified amount is 1 crore. If the fraud is of the amount 1 crore or more, then it is to be notified to the central government. If it is lesser, then it is to be reported to audit committee or board. The auditor shall report the matter to the audit committee constituted under section 177 or to the board in other cases within such time and in such manner as may be prescribed. Cost audit report. As per sub rule 4 of rule 6 of companies cost records and audit rules 2014 as amended, a cost auditor is required to submit cost audit report along with his or its reservations and qualifications or observations or suggestions if any in the form CRA3. Remember this. Cost auditor is supposed to submit his report in the form CRA3 to the board of directors of the company within a period of 180 days from the closure of the financial year to which the report relates. Form of filing cost audit report with the central government. As per sub rule 6 of rule 6 of companies cost records and audit rules 2014 as amended, every company to whom cost auditor submit his or its report shall within a period of 30 days from the date of receipt of copy of cost audit report furnish the central government with such report along with full information and explanation on every reservation and qualification contained therein in Form CRA4 along with fees specified in company's registration offices and fees rules 2014. So remember this form also, CRA4. Cost auditor will submit his report to the board of directors in Form CRA3 within 30 days of receipt of report. It is the duty of the company to submit the report to the central government, giving full information and explanation on every reservation and qualification, and that is to be submitted in the form CRA4 along with prescribed fees. So auditor submits his report to board of directors in CRA3 and company submits this auditor's report to central government within a period of 30 days in the form CRA4. It is to be noted that the cost audit report is required to be filed in XBRL format. XBRL is Extensible Business Reporting Language. It is common electronic format for business reporting. In this particular video, we have seen appointment, qualification, disqualification, rotation and remuneration of cost auditor as well as cost audit report. Thank you.